Hello and welcome to another powerful Genuine Healing Group SFT tapping event. This one is removing the blight of Kim Jong-Un from the world. Kim is a dictator. He's the head of a brutal regime. I'm Marvin Schneider.
And I'm Jen Ward.
So as we record this, it is February 29th, at least in North America. And
Mhm.
it is a leap year, so it is one of those once in a 4-year opportunity. We're going to take the opportunity. We do have a series of these group SFT tapping events addressing and dealing with autocrats, dictators, power mongers. Collectively, we call them the assholes. They are a clear and present danger to the empowerment of 8 billion people on the planet. That's why we are doing these events. They need to be addressed, Jen.
Yes, and what's interesting is we've addressed dictators in general, but as we address each personality, there is a different vibration to each one and a mechanism needing to address their issues. Like I was very surprised and tuning into this particular dictator, Kim, to me, I would just call him Kim, is that he started out in Western education, was had all these good hopes and stuff for his country, and then he comes back and gets swallowed up by the machine of power and corruption. It's like getting getting swept up in the strong force that you can't get out of. And after I wrote these tabs, I got a sense of this little boy, this helpless little boy trapped in this power faction, and he was desperate for help, but he had nowhere to turn. So on that level, I'm comforting him and reassuring him and actually encouraging him to own his own empowerment and undo the damage that he's been doing, getting caught up in the power faction that was his birthright.
Yes, so it's not only undoing his own damage, but it's undoing the damage of the Kim legacy. There's 3 generations of Kims that have done a lot of damage. And the thing is, not only are they negatively impacting their own people, the geopolitics of it is pretty bad as well. So we're addressing all of those things. But yes, as much, Jen, as in this tapping event, we will be giving Kim an opportunity to rectify and come into his own empowerment. We do need to address him in energy, and that's what we're going to be doing. Because at the end of the day, he's a little boy playing with big toys.
So, and that comes in a lot of the taps. But what's really interesting about this session is since his father and his grandfather were all named Kim too, we're going to be doing the taps as Kim. So, what we're going to be doing is untangling each Kim. So, we're actually folding time and space to address Kim 1, Kim 2, and Kim 3. And so stripping it down to the individual and then giving it a triple whammy. That's the
Hmm.
technical term.
Yes, and of course, Kim is a very common family name in that part of the world, so it's not surprising. But yes, we are addressing at least 3 generations of this particular set of Kims.
Absolutely.
There will be a lot of people, or some people, that might watch this that think that doing energy work to address global issues impacting 8 billion people on the planet is just a little bit out there, a little bit left field, and quite frankly, quite a bit of foo-foo. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. These issues are issues created by the human collective. And so about the only way that you really can address them, as challenging as you might think it is to do this work in energy. So add your synergy to the work that we're doing here.
Right. And when people tell me that they think what I'm doing is crazy, I look at the suffering that's happening in the world. There's suffering, there's people dying on the other side of the world, and people are on social media worrying about their eyes or their superficial crap. And to me, that's insanity.
Mm. Actually, that's a good point. If you think that what we're doing here is crazy, just have a look at what's going on in the world. That really is crazy. And, we can't let the crazies run the, the income, the outcomes of 8 billion people on the planet. That's why we're doing this work.
Absolutely. And
All
thank
right,
you all for joining us.
thank you. We've got about 120 SFT taps thereabouts. We're not exactly counting, but there's a lot. We really do hope that you stay with us and participate rather than just channel hop here. Jen, for those that may find us for the first time, can you very briefly explain SFT tapping and mechanically what's going to be going on here?
Yes, so I have written these affirmations to shift the energy of what's going on to something more better. I'm gonna feed these taps one at a time to you guys. I'm gonna say a tap. Marvin's gonna repeat it, and you're gonna follow along. Say it 3 times. We'll tap it on the top of your head. A 4th time, we'll tap it on your chest, and a 5th time, we'll tap it on your abdomen. And so what that's doing is ascribing your synergy, your empowerment that you're not accessing, by the way. Nobody's accessing their whole empowerment. So if you're not using it, you might as well allot it to some good. So you're allotting your empowerment to the agreement of these taps to help them manifest. All self-loathing Kim Jong-Un stews in is contained within his own microcosm in all moments. Kim Jong-un is thwarted from projecting his self-loathing onto North Korea through cruelty in all moments. All engrams of being a depraved, loved, starved little boy are removed from Kim in all moments. Kim is thwarted from treating his military as baubles and toys of a spoiled brat in all moments. Kim's desperation for love is released from his propensity to be cruel in all moments. North Korea is released from being one huge gulag in all moments. All Kim's wet dreams of global control immediately go limp in all moments. The reign of insanity that North Korean people suffer finally ends in all moments. The twisted plans of a twisted mind are entangled from mass consciousness in all moments. All blockages to the North Korean people being free of tyrannical control are released in all moments. All curses that Kim and North Korea have put on the world are removed in all moments. North Korea is centered and empowered in upgrading to a modern awakened stance as a global citizen in all moments. Do you feel the relief in doing those, the gratitude in that one?
Yeah, I was going to say that I bet you for the North Korean people, their prayers have finally been answered. And they're desperately praying.
So the thing is, even though most people don't feel to the extent that I do and the awareness of what's happening in their body, that doesn't mean it's not happening in their body. They're feeling this discord and they're projecting it as disease in their own body. And this is what cancers and other diseases are. So this work is good for the individual to do. Trust me. So for any of the people watching this who stayed to the end, they wonder what their life is for, and at the end of their life, did they do any good here on earth? So by doing these taps, just one set of these taps, and putting your intention here, you make this whole lifetime relevant to humanity.